This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have, this love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this peace that I have, oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, this joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
That's the Resistance Revival Choir.
Resistance Revival.
Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Oakland.
Yeah, that was our Reverend Kevin Allen Mann. And yeah, he's here. And he's on fire today. He's going to be the star of this show this morning. And hey, you made it, even though this was a spring forward. Well done. Well done. So good morning, everyone. And as Kevin said, welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Oakland. So my name is Laurel Liefert, and I serve as the minister of this passionate, caring, music-loving, justice-seeking community here in downtown Oakland. So a warm welcome to all of you who are streaming into this beautiful sanctuary, and also take a moment to stare into the bright lights and say hello to the people who are joining us on Zoom. Thank you for being here, all of you. And you know, we are a come as you are congregation, which means that today, whether you come with joy in your heart or tears, we are so glad that you're here. So I'm excited about today's service. So Kevin Mann and I, after a few months it's been since we were in Minneapolis, are going to share a little bit about what we learned about resistance in our trip to Minneapolis. This morning we're going to sing some of the songs that we learned, and we're also going to enjoy some special music with the Persisters. Yeah. So we've got Sarah Watts and Jossie Kelleher. Sharon Dolan is here, first time since she moved to Oaxaca. Susan McKenna and then Nita Crow has joined us. And some of you may recognize that guy who's on the end there. Yes, Stefan Schneider, who served here in multiple roles over many, many years and retired a couple years ago, but came from his new home in Lodi to accompany the Persisters. And also, I wanted to introduce you to our new administrator, but I don't see them. Well, when they come in, I'm going to introduce you to Kumi, who I met last week. And in addition to all the skills that we need in this congregation in our administrator, Kumi also got his degree from UC Santa Cruz in music and is a bass guitar jazz musician. So I don't know whether we might be able to see if they want to play in a service someday. So I guess for now, let me just say I'll introduce Kumi when they come in, and let me go ahead and turn it over to Kevin for the land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Reverend Laurel. It is an honor to serve as one of the community ministers of the First Unitarian Church of Oakland. And will you take a deep breath with me, church? We ask you to ground yourselves in this moment. Ground yourselves in breathing in, breathing out. We enter into a time of our land acknowledgement. We remember this morning that the sacred land that we live, work, and worship is part of the ancient sacred grounds and the unceded land of the Lisjan Huichin, part of the Chochenyo Muecma speaking Ohlone indigenous people of the San Francisco Bay Area. We name out loud the theft, the displacement, the colonization, and the genocide that our lives as Oaklanders profits from every single day. We know that the land remembers. The oak trees, the mountains, and the waterways remember. The descendants of the Ohlone people remember, and we too, worshipers at the First Unitarian Church of Oakland, we also remember. We rise in solidarity with all indigenous people around the world fighting for sovereignty. From Palestine to Ukraine to Iran, indigenous people are fighting for self-determination and the right to govern themselves. And in that effort, we support the local Bay Area Shumi land tax, returning indigenous land to indigenous people. The Sogoreté work is Native-led indigenous women here in the Bay Area, working to bring the land rematriation, returning indigenous land to indigenous people, and building a future generation for indigenous people to exist in their own homelands. Shumi means gift in the Ohlone language of Chochenyo, and may our remembrance be a shumi, a gift for this sacred ground that we walk upon each and every single day. And so the people remember. Amen.
Just 1 minute. I see Kumi now. So this is Kumi, is it Maxim? Maxen. And so Kumi uses the pronouns they, them, theirs. So Kumi is our new administrator and will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What? Oh, office manager. Oh, right. The administrator is Joan. Joan is the administrator. So our office manager, and so Kumi will have an interface with us, with the congregation, and me, obviously. We'll be working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then also will be here on Sunday mornings. So office manager, welcome Kumi.
And now we enter into a tradition that Unitarian Universalist churches around the world celebrate, our chalice lighting. If you'll join with the words and if you know the hand motions, please join with me. We light this chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism. May it remind us of the divine spark in all of creation, the power of love to heal what is broken, and to be grateful for life's blessings each day.
And for our peace candle, let's continue this tradition of singing Peace, Salam, Shalom a couple of times. Oh, we're going to do the call to worship first. Okay. In that case, Kevin and I will offer you a call to worship.
And our call to worship this morning is from Pastor Martin Niemöller, who is a German theologian pastor who in 1946, 80 years ago, opposed the Nazis and later warned about the danger of silence in the face of injustice. First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist.
Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist.
Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist.
Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew.
And then they came for me, and I did not speak out because there was no one left to speak for me.
That's the warning. So as I said, for the peace candle, which I will light, let us sing a song that Emma's Revolution, oh no, this is the peace candle. It goes Peace, Salam, Shalom. So we'll sing it through a few times and we'll snap our fingers in between. So it goes like this. And I think a lot of you know this. Peace, Salam, Shalom. 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 And together let us say, peace is possible. For our Black Lives Matter candle, I offer these words of Toni Morrison. There is no such thing as race, none. Scientifically, anthropologically, racism is a construct, a social construct, and it has benefits. Money can be made off of it, and people who don't like themselves can feel better because of it. And then these words from Tony Blauer, who is an expert in self-defense and fear management. He points out that a really bad idea embraced by millions of people is still a really bad idea. So let us say together, Black Lives Matter. And now for our gathering song, we've got the Persisters leading us. So go ahead and rise in body or spirit.
All the songs we're singing today are protest songs, so join in as soon as you feel called.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will die for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will march for liberation,
know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will rise for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made.
That song, We Are Not Afraid, was written in the context of the Free Palestine movement. Thank you. And now we have a congregational responsive reading. So there's a part that Reverend Laurel and I will be reading as the ministers, and there's a part for you as the congregation. So in that spirit, will you read Sacred Rage with us? And Reverend Kate Lohr is a Unitarian Universalist minister, and she's served as the Minister of Social Justice at the First Unitarian Church in Portland, Oregon, addressing racial justice, LGBTQ rights, and immigration. This is Sacred Rage from Reverend Kate Lohr.
This rage is not a wildfire set loose for spectacle. It is a candle lit at the altar of our shared humanity. Steady, deliberate, fed by breath and prayer. It rises from the place where hearts have been broken one time too many, from the long ache of watching tender bodies treated as disposable.
Do not advise me to soften it. This rage knows how to kneel. It has pressed its forehead to the earth and listened for holy guidance.
Sacred rage does not shout first. It listens to the wound until the wound speaks truth. It learns the names of those who harm. It remembers the words of those who taught us how to survive evil. When it emerges, it stands with purpose, spine aligned with justice, heart still open, astonishingly open to the possibility of repair. This rage is a vow, a holy refusal, a fierce amen to the worth of every body history tried to erase.
It says, nothing that destroys families gets to call itself righteous. Nothing that silences suffering gets to call itself holy.
And still, even burning, sacred rage tends the future carefully, like a midwife, with hope in her hands, whispering to the coming world, you will be different. You will learn from history. You will be born from compassion that finally said enough and meant it.
Amen.
Amen. Well, this morning, haven't we had beautiful weather here in the Bay Area these last couple of days? But on the other hand, you've heard what's going on in the Midwest. There are damaging winds, there's even large hail and the threat of tornadoes. So for our greeting today, I'm going to have you go ahead and stay in your places, but I would like you to think about if you were a weather system today, what would your weather system be? So think about it and then turn to one of the neighbors around you and share with each other what kind of weather you brought with you today.
I would be a rainbow.
You would be a rainbow. I think I would be, I don't know, I'm really into the moon these days. because you know it was crescent moon when I was in the Yukon, so the stars were just incredible. And then the moon was full the other day. So I guess that's not weather, but now it's starting to wane again. Okay, great. Thank you.
It's too early.
No, I don't. I think it's next. Oh, no.
There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight. Don't let there be a hole in the world tomorrow. They say that anger is just love disappointed. They say that love is just a state of mind. But all this fighting over who is anointed. Oh, how could people be so blind? There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight. Don't let there be a hole in the world tomorrow. Oh, they tell me there's a place over yonder, cool water running through the burning sand. Until we learn to love one another, we will never reach the promised land. There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight. Don't let there be a hole in the world tomorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole. But all this fighting over who is anointed. Don't let there be a hole in the world. Oh, how could people be so blind? There's a hole in the world tonight. There's a cloud of fear and sorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight. Don't let there be a hole in the world tomorrow. There's a hole in the world tonight.
That harmony is so beautiful. Thank you, persisters. So we do have a cloud of sorrow in some ways. I mean, I think all of us are aware of what's going on in the bigger world, the death and destruction that we know it's happening because we pay attention to the news. But for now, let's focus on what is happening in our personal lives. And I actually want to do a joy for you, Kevin. So this is the first time we've seen Kevin since he got hitched. After 20 years, he and Noah finally tied the knot, and it was Reverend Sam who did the service in Salt Lake City. And what was the date again, Kevin? I kind of
2/22.
2:22.
At
Yeah.
2:22 p.m.
Yeah. So congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you.
Kevin and Noah. So now is the time in our service where all of us have a chance to lift up the names of people who we want to think about, memorialize, celebrate. And for those of you who are on Zoom, if you'd like me to share something, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will read it out loud. So when I ring the bell, you can start just talking, and don't worry that your voices go over one another. It's like a prayer that is raised in this holy sanctuary. In our Joys and Sorrows book, we have a wish for my dear friend Audi, who was the drummer for my brother's band, and he passed away during an audition or during an accident by the beach or lake. So I loved it the other day when Greg Ward was here, and after each name, you said the words, "We hold him in our care." So let's say we hold them in our care. And then Sean, we hold them in our care. And Justin Moore, who is in the hospital. Justin is one of our new members. And so Justin, we hold you in our care. So for all that has been spoken and the things that may be too tender to speak out loud that we hold in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, let us say again together, we hold them in our care.
Through the winter's ice and cold, down Nicollet Avenue, a city of flame fought fire and ice neath an occupier's boots. King Trump's private army from the DHS, guns belted to their coats, came to Minneapolis to enforce the law, or so their story goes. Against smoke and rubber bullets in the dawn's early light, citizens stood for justice, their voices ringing through the night. And there were bloody footprints where mercy should have stood, and two dead left to die on snow-filled streets, Alex Pretty and Renee Good. Oh, Minneapolis, I hear your voice singing through the bloody mist. We'll take our stand for this land and the stranger in our midst. Here in our home they killed and roamed in the winter of 26. We'll remember the names of those who died on the streets of Minneapolis. Trump's federal thugs beat up on his face and his chest. Then we heard the gunshots, and Alex Pretty lay in the snow dead. Their claim was self-defense, sir. Just don't believe your eyes. It's our blood and bones and these whistles and foams against Miller and Noam's dirty lies. Oh, Minneapolis, I hear your voice crying through the blood. died on the streets of Minneapolis. Now they say they're here to uphold the law, but they trample on our rights. If your skin is black or brown, my friend, you can be questioned or deported on sight. In our chants of ice out now, our city's heart and soul persists. Through broken glass and bloody tears on the streets of Minneapolis. Oh, I'm Minneapolis, I hear your voice singing through the bloody mist. Here in our home they killed and roamed in the winter of 26. We'll take our stand for all this land and the stranger in our midst. We'll remember the names of those who died on the streets of Minneapolis. We'll remember the names of those who died on the streets of Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis, we hear your voice through the bloody mist. So we've been waiting quite a while for this service. It was back in January when Reverend Kevin and I went to Minneapolis. So I want to thank you for your patience. And this will only be a taste. Believe me, there will be more Minneapolis stories and UU values that we will lift up in the coming months. But I want you to know that both Reverend Kevin and I are grateful for the spiritual, emotional, and even financial support that you gave to us as we traveled to Minneapolis. And we were putting our Unitarian Universalist values in action, living them out loud. So I don't know how many of you know that as soon as the congregation found out that Kevin and I were going to go to Minneapolis, that many of you actually donated money, because so much of this was last minute, expensive plane rides, the hotel, the registration. So for all of you who donated to help us make it, thank you very much. So I'm actually wearing the stoles that I wore in Minneapolis because, believe me, we brought you with us. Now, in addition to the Side with Love stole, and these were everywhere, there were 700 clergy who responded to the call, and I think it was 200 of them were Unitarian Universalists. So I have never been so proud to be a UU. And then this other stole belonged to Reverend Jan Eller Isaacs. And some of you knew Jan Eller Isaacs and her husband Rob were the ministers here when my family and I first started coming in 1990. And then after they left us, they actually went to St. Paul to serve a church there in the Twin Cities called Unity. And since then, they have both died. But there were multiple times when I went back to St. Paul to visit them, and so I saw them everywhere. So I wore this over my warm, warm winter coat to take both you, the congregation, and our former ministers with us in spirit. So for today, I want to just kind of go through the chronology. It is remarkable how fast everything happened. So I think it was probably Thursday or Friday that Francie and I heard about the call for clergy and faith leaders to come to Minneapolis. It had been a few weeks since Renee Good had been killed. There was actually, I guess it was an ICE agent who was a clergy at one of the churches. And so there were protests to that, and some of the protesters were arrested. So things were just rising up and getting so heated. And so the call for clergy, it's like there is just a privilege that goes with wearing a stole like this. There is just some additional reverence or power or something that I think showed up in Minneapolis in response to that call. So as soon as Francie and I heard about the call, both of us, without hesitation, said yes. Said yes, we will go. So Francie is an active faith leader in the Berkeley Church and very committed to immigration issues. So that was on Thursday or Friday. So Saturday we bought our tickets. And then it was really wonderful and an indication of how thoroughly this was planned, that before we went to Minneapolis, which was going to be for Thursday and Friday, they had a webinar to help us get prepared, to let us know what it is that we could expect. They told us what warm clothes to pack, because did you hear that on the day of the march, the temperature was predicted to be a high of -9, of 9 below, and a low with wind chill of 45 below. It was bitterly, bitterly cold. So they told us what to pack. And it was also interesting because so often they told us to breathe. They said the most precious gift that you have is your embodied presence. And so that is what we were offering to the people of Minneapolis. Metro surge, evil. So the faith pilgrimage was actually initiated by an organization called MARCH, M-A-R-C-H, which stands for Multifaith, Antiracist, Change, and Healing. And it was also supported by other activist groups, including, and again, I'm so proud, the Unitarian Universalist Association Side with Love spent a tremendous amount of time. Everyone just dropped everything, and they were working night and day to get this thing organized. So what was going to happen is that on Thursday, we were going to gather at an undisclosed location for some training. And then Friday was the big day where the entire town was going to go on strike. No school, no work, closing the businesses. And so we were going to join the march later on. Some of you may have seen on the news that there was a protest at the airport. And so there were people who were arrested, but the people who were arrested were all local people. And Kevin and I, neither of us actually ended up going. Kevin, because he was worried about being detained, since he's a queer person of color. And I, because I'm old. You know, I actually made a commitment. In previous actions, I have been willing to be arrested, but this time I made a commitment that I'm not going to be willing to be arrested. Plus, I was with my partner, Francie, who has some limited mobility. And so some of the actions that I may have taken in my younger days, or maybe would have done if Francie and I hadn't been together, I didn't do this time. So the whole theme was to do justice, to love mercy, and abolish the immigration and customs enforcement, which we know as ICE. So go ahead, Kevin, yell it out.
Abolish ICE!
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! So we were putting our bodies on the line to say loud and clear, get out of here. ICE out. You know, Francie and I, on Friday morning, after the day of Thursday, oh, by the way, so on Signal on, I think it was Wednesday night, which we'd already flown to Minneapolis on Wednesday, we were to meet at 8 a.m. at this undisclosed location, which turned out to be a Presbyterian church. And it was amazing to walk into that huge sanctuary and see it filled with clergy of all faiths. And as I mentioned, a lot of Unitarian Universalist stoles were there. So we did a lot of singing, we did a lot of listening. One of the things that really struck me was a story that was told by Reverend Jim Baer, who is a Dakota preacher. So the people of that land, the indigenous people, were Dakota and Ojibwe. And he shared a creation story of that particular nation, which is that Minneapolis is located at a confluence of two rivers, of the Mississippi and of the Minnesota River. And so the indigenous people view that as the first place on Turtle Island that was created. So it's the creation story a very, very sacred place. So what happens? This sacred place in 1890, the US Army built Fort Snelling on top of it. And that was often used as a detention center for the indigenous people as the settlers, as the colonizers took over the land. And then it was in 1961 that a building called Whipple was built there, which is now the headquarters for Homeland Security and an ICE detention center. So the way that Jim Baer called it is that it's a place of both genesis and genocide. To me, that was just such a powerful image, to see a sacred place oppressed, trampled, misused, abused. And the Whipple building, ironically, was named after a man named Bishop Whipple, who was an Episcopal priest who actually advocated for indigenous people. This was in the late 1800s. And while Whipple has a little bit of a complicated place in Minnesota history, some of the activists that we ran into said, I bet if Whipple was alive now, that he would be out there protesting with us. Well, on Friday morning, Francie and I attended the All Nations Indian Church. And there we learned not only of the hardships that the indigenous people had been suffering because of Metro Surge, but also the previous problems of drugs and human trafficking. One of the things that struck me personally is that actually the ministers of the All Nations Church, Indian Church, are a mother-daughter team. The mother at one point smudged us, which was absolutely beautiful. But also at the end, I went up and told them, I said, you know, I'm a minister and also my son is a minister. And we used to be a mother-son team when we used to create worship here back in the day. So after our visit there at the All Nations Indian Church, we went to Target. So downtown Minneapolis, Target. And how many of you know that the headquarters of Target is actually in Minneapolis? And you may have heard, well, we certainly did, that the resistance people went and talked to the officials of Target and said, we don't want you to let ICE use your garage. We don't want you to get rid of your diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. We don't want you to allow ICE to take our employees, and in one case, a customer, to detain them and get them out. Anyway, what do you think they said? No, we're not interested in that. And so it was probably 100 of us walked into the store, and there was a balcony. There were ministers who were hanging over the balcony, and then a whole group of us down there. And of course, we sang. We were singing our hearts out. Many of the clergy gave speeches. I remember we never did encounter ICE agents, but next to us was a security guard and a police officer. But the presence was overcome by all of us clergy. And you know what? Even though they had not followed the instructions of the protest and closed their business, after we had been there, actually, they did close their doors. And what that reminded me of is it was back in January or February when Kevin and I went to the immigration court in San Francisco. You may have read about this, when clergy chained themselves to the door of the immigration court. And Kevin and I were out there keeping the crowd singing and present until the people who had been arrested, which included another one of our ministers, Reverend Claire Eustace, who was arrested, we waited for them to come out, and the immigration court closed for the day. So much of what I'm experiencing in all of the activities that we do as a congregation, certainly in what we did in Minneapolis and in San Francisco, it's power to the people. The people. And we have something coming up, which is the No Kings March. And the Justice Council and I are trying to organize that not only our congregation, but other congregations in the Bay Area and maybe even some of the interfaith other congregations will gather outside in front of our church, and maybe we'll even come in here and teach some resistance songs. So I am very excited about that. You know, one of the things that I really thought about a lot when I was there is what is called the spiral of reconnection. I think many of you know of the teacher, the Buddhist teacher Joanna Macy. Her son Jack and Charlotte, her daughter-in-law, are here. Their girls were raised here. The spiral that reconnects, it's about coming back to life, begins with gratitude. And I hope you heard that I am beginning with gratitude to all of you, gratitude for the honor of wearing these stoles. But the next thing is really what I think I experienced at Minneapolis, which is witnessing the pain. What we were doing there is bearing faithful witness to a tremendous amount of pain and horror and fear. When we took Lyft, when we first arrived on Wednesday night, we were with the Lyft driver who was making conversation with us and said, "So do you live here?" We said, "No, we are coming here to be with the community. We are clergy who have responded to a call to come and do faithful witness of what is happening here." And he said, "I'm Somali." So you may know that Minneapolis not only has the largest indigenous population in the United States, but also the largest Somali population in the United States. And they were terrified. We had other Lyft drivers who were Somali. And what really moved me is their gratitude, that just our showing up, our presence meant the world to them. So after you witness the pain, the third part, gratitude, witnessing the pain of the world, is to have new eyes. And I don't really know how many of you remember that the Sunday before we went to Minneapolis is when we understood that you were going to help reimburse us for our expenses. I come back from Minneapolis, stand at this same podium, look pretty much the same, but I said, you know what, I'm not. I am not the same. And I think what I have been carrying with me since then is just a realization that now is the time when we need not to be half-assed, but to be whole-assed. Whole-assed and putting our lives on the line. Because even though we think as Unitarian Universalists that all are worthy and all are welcome, we stand on a side right now. We stand on the side of justice. We stand on the side of love. And the fourth part, after gratitude, pain, and seeing with new eyes, is going forth. So that is what we're going to be doing and talking about as we do our whole-assed, putting our bodies on the line for the values that we hold dear. So I'm going to leave you with the question that I took with me, which is, questions can be very powerful. The question is, what is love calling me to do? So I plant that seed in your own hearts. What is love calling you to do? And what is love calling us as this old, mighty congregation in downtown Oakland? What is it calling us to do? So more later. Thank you.
No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there. never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all.
This one's for our neighbors who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. Try that with me. This one's for our neighbors who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. This one's for our children. This one's for our children who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. BIPOC. This one's for our BIPOC who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. Queer folks. This one's for our queer folks who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. Faithful. This one's for our faithful who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. Family. This one's for our family who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. Most of all, as you can hear, I came back from the Twin Cities singing. Singing songs of protest and revolution that lead the way. I came back singing movement songs nonstop on the plane ride, on my car drive home, on my morning walks. Even my hospice patients are benefiting from the music that I learned in Minneapolis. Amen. Friends, it is so good to be together here today as one of your community ministers, and we gather this Sunday morning under heavy times. As we gather this Sunday morning, over 70,000 human beings are locked behind inhumane ICE detention centers. Our modern-day concentration camps unfit for human beings. Reports reveal that less than 14% of those arrested by ICE have any violent criminal records, less than 14%. We know that untrained men masked with guns are abducting children to lure their family members away. Right here in the Bay Area, they abducted a deaf child at the Fremont School for the Deaf. They are abducting our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers, citizens and non-citizens alike are being abducted in broad daylight without any accountability, oversight, or due process. We say as Unitarian Universalists, enough is enough and we must abolish ICE now. As Unitarian Universalists, we will not stand by while families are ripped apart, while constitutional rights are trampled upon, and we resist with every last breath in our body this fascist system filled by greed and hatred. We Unitarian Universalists are a sanctuary people, as our president, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt says, a daughter of immigrants herself, who was arrested for civil disobedience on Thursday, January 29th, earlier this year, at the U.S. State Capitol building to protest the ballooning of ICE's budget from $6 billion 10 years ago to $85 billion today. $6 billion 10 years ago to $85 billion today. And we have no money for schools, we have no money for hospitals and for roads. Reverend Betancourt called for the defunding of ICE, saying Unitarian Universalists believe in the values of pluralism, interdependence, justice, and generosity as matters of our religious faith. Matters of our religious faith. She says we hold the sacred belief that love lives at the center of all that we do. Recent events have torn families apart, terrorized already vulnerable communities, and killed individuals doing nothing more than protecting their neighbors. They not only violate basic human decency, they are also an affront to the values that people of all faiths and conscience hold sacred. End quote. We Unitarian Universalists know that love is stronger than fear. And this one's for all those locked behind bars in hastily built inhumane detention centers. I came back from Minneapolis fired up and ready to abolish ICE with every ounce of my being. I came back with a deeper commitment to collective liberation and the highest values of our chosen Unitarian Universalist faith to guide us in times such as this. I've seen what beloved community looks like, and at its best, we are a well-organized, decentralized collective, deeply committed to the resistance, willing to do whatever it takes to keep each other safe. Willing to sing the songs that need to be sung. Willing to stand in front of 3,000 ICE agents and sing this song in negative 20-degree weather. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Oh, it's okay to change your mind. And you can join us here anytime. 75,000 Minnesotans were singing that to the 3,000 ICE agents. What do you think happens? Time and time again, we've seen that an active civil resistance is necessary to overcome dictators. Time and time again, my family left the Philippines in the late 1970s to escape a US-backed dictatorship. We are seeing those same elements now. Media, faith, economic institutions, we have to hold the line. As you heard Reverend Laurel said earlier, out of the 700 ministers that answered the call to Minneapolis, over 200 were Unitarian Universalists. Over 200 of our yellow stoles filled every action. The call to Minneapolis itself came from Lena Gardner. She's the founder of the Black Lives of Unitarian Universalist movement. And Lena Gardner lives in Minneapolis, and she asked the march organizers, she knew that the type of mutual aid resistance in Minneapolis cannot stay in Minneapolis. And so Lena and the fellow interfaith ministers wanted us to look like and feel like and to move like they did. And so they called us to Minneapolis with these 6 words: do justice, love mercy, abolish ICE. Those were the signs that 700 ministers were carrying into the streets that day. March is the Multifaith, Antiracism, Change and Healing Interfaith Clergy Coalition. They're a pro-queer group of multiracial clergy and faith leaders who cross faith traditions and spiritual practices to organize for freedom and liberation on Dakota land in the Twin Cities. For decades, March has lived into those front-line cross-issue relationships, organizing for gay marriage, standing up for Black Lives Matter after George Floyd was murdered, standing up for Standing Rock when the indigenous communities, and now they've come together to fight back Operation Metro Surge. March tells us that this is not a crisis confined to one city. It's a crisis all over the land, born of the original sins of this country: stolen land, slavery, genocide, and the ongoing violence required to sustain them. Valerie Kaur is a Sikh American civil rights activist, lawyer, and author whose work centers on revolutionary love. She was among the hundreds of faith leaders there that weekend and said that Minnesota has created an underground civil society, teaching children how to read and write in hybrid underground schools because schools are not safe, delivering groceries and supplies because stores are not safe, walking each other's dogs, getting each other's mail because streets are not safe, providing midwifery to mamas and babies because hospitals are not safe. That is what mutual aid looks like and feels like. It's walking your neighbor's dogs because they could be abducted from ICE. Dr. King told us that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality tied to a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. On the morning of Friday, January 23rd, I made the 1-mile pilgrimage from George Floyd Square to the site of the Renee Good Memorial, where she was murdered by ICE. This 1-mile pilgrimage was in that negative 30-degree weather you heard about. The people of Minneapolis are doing something I've never seen anywhere else. They stand in solidarity with one another and refuse a whitewashing of their martyrs by creating and maintaining permanent public memorials at the sites of death at the hands of state and federal violence. It is the people themselves who blocked off the intersection of Chicago Avenue and East 38th Street in South Minneapolis to set up barricades to create George Floyd Square. There are similar permanent public spaces of rage and mourning at the sites where Renee Good was killed 1 mile north of George Floyd, as well as where Alex Preddy was killed 1 mile north of Renee Good. The people of Minneapolis declare that collective liberation means no one is left behind or forgotten. Oh, love, put me in my right place. Oh, love, put me in my right place. Oh, love, put me where you want me. Oh, love, in service of the holy. Chaplain Devlin, a white trans interfaith chaplain, taught me that song on December 16th of last year when over 200 Bay Area faith leaders shut down the San Francisco ICE headquarters, preventing all abductions from Bakersfield to Central Oregon that day. Each one of us has a part to defend this democracy, and we must hold the line. Maria Ressa, a Filipino-American journalist and winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, says this about our times: democracy is fragile. You have to fight for every bit, she says. You have to fight for every law, every safeguard, every institution, every story. You must know how dangerous it is to suffer even the tiniest cut. That is why I say to us, we must hold the line. What we're seeing now is death by 1,000 cuts. It's a slow erosion of the institutions that hold democracy together. First Unitarian Church of Oakland, do you feel the ground of spiritual energy beneath us in this moment? Yes. Do you believe that our liberation is bound together? Yes. Do you feel it in your bodies? Yes. Will you be there for your immigrant neighbor, for your transgender neighbor, for your undocumented neighbor? Is your Unitarian Universalist faith wide enough for the love that this moment demands? May we each find what is ours to do. May we hold the line. May we make real the values of love and justice and equity, not just pretty words here on Sunday morning, but evident in our everyday actions, evident in our breath, evident in the relationships and the solidarity that this moment demands of us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We got this. Amen and blessed be. Our generosity ask this Sunday morning is for Drum, California. Drum, California is diverse, revolutionary, Unitarian, Universalist, multicultural ministries and was founded here at the First Unitarian Church of Oakland in April 2023. Since then, we've had 12 quarterly retreats for people of color, Unitarian Universalists. Our last one in Davis was a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Over 55 people of color, Unitarian Universalists came to that event. We have quarterly meetings, meet monthly, and will you dream with me, church? Do you believe in a vision of Unitarian Universalism rooted in the identities of Black, Indigenous people of color? If you do, you'll give generously today, as well as consider becoming a Drum California monthly sustainer. At $5, $25, or $100 a month, we are the only regional affiliate of Drum doing this work on the ground. And if we ever want our churches to look like the communities we serve, we need people of color, Unitarian Universalists, to be at the table. So thank you for your generosity. Thank you for the support of my ministry since the moment I became ordained. I love you all very much. Thank you.
If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. Although there will be struggle, we'll make the change we can. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I may never see the promised land. I may never see the promised land. And yet we'll take the journey and walk it hand in hand. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place in time again. If not now, tell me when. So we'll work until it's done. Every daughter, every son, every soul that ever longed for something better, something brighter. It will take a change of heart for this to mend. It change of heart for this demand. But miracles do happen, ever shining now and then. If not now, tell me when. And miracles do happen, every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when.
To the work of the church,
which is weaving a tapestry of love we call community. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings. Thank you. And by the way, our half-plate recipient last month was an organization called Minnesota Together, and this generous congregation donated $1,207. And what that money will be is dispersed to local organizations that are supporting the things that Kevin was talking about. So thank you, and I'll see if they can maybe do a video that explains how the money can be used. So now I will give some announcements to Janet.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Janet McFarland. I'm president of the Board of Trustees, and I'm very honored and grateful to be able to be part of this community and to serve our mission and vision and ends as represented today so powerfully. So our first announcement, please join us after the service next door in Venti Hall for coffee hour and connection. The Committee on Shared Ministry is asking for all of us, members and friends, regular friends, to participate in the annual church survey. There's a link in the Chalice Chatter, and if you prefer to give your responses verbally, stop by one of the listening sessions. I went to one yesterday, and I had a blast. Well, I'm kind of a church nerd, so that's my idea of fun. One of my ideas of fun. The worship team is starting to plan for our volunteer-led summer services. If you're interested in participating, volunteering, please talk to Reverend Laurel soon. The Immigration Justice Team meeting, get involved, Sunday, March 15th from 12:15 to 1 in our Star King room. The March meeting will be a working meeting where we will complete preparations for the Whistlemania event and signs for the No Kings protest. They meet on the third Sunday of every month. Today, join the community forum. We are hosting Reverend Kevin to share more about the various ministries, in addition to the ones he's already talked about that he participates in as one of UU Oakland's affiliated community ministers. We will start at 12:15 p.m. right here. So get your coffee. Don't bring it in here, okay? Because if it gets spilled on the rug, somebody has to clean it. But come back in and we'll have a wonderful time with Reverend Kevin here. And newcomers or visitors or anybody who's wondering what she's talking about, come and meet Emily here in front of the pulpit after the service, and she will give you an introduction to our congregation and our building. And be sure to check the Chalice Chatter newsletter and our rolling news board. It's a physical object, the bulletin board that you maybe saw on the narthex, for upcoming events, resources, and information about the church. Thank you.
We're going to sing again.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes, lift up your heart. Don't you despair, don't you despair. Look up ahead, look up ahead. The path is there, your path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared, I know you're scared, and I'm scared too, and I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love.
And our extinguishing is gonna close out. Keep rised if you can, and we're gonna close out with some chants, all right?
Wait.
So, when I say, when immigrants are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. When immigrants are under attack, what do?
We back.
And the next one, say it loud, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE.
Say it loud, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE.
Say it loud, say it twice.
We will not put up with ICE.
All right, and say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud,
Say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud.
Say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Okay, well, thank you. Woohoo! Let's go get some coffee and then we'll come back.
That I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. This pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this peace that it to me.
Won't you sing about
This
peace?
peace that I have,
Oh yeah, now.
the world didn't give it to me.
I said the
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
all this joy that I have, this joy that I have.
This joy that I have,
Oh yeah, now.
the world didn't give it to
Said the
me.
world didn't give it to me.
This joy
I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me.
Oh, I said the
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
world didn't give it and the world can't take it away.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it
The world
away.
didn't give it and the world can't take it away.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it
The world
away.
didn't give it and the world can't take it away.
The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.